Hello and welcome again to Immigration News and Views. My name is David Nachman. I'm one of the managing attorneys at the Nachman Fulani Zimochek Law Group, and today I wanted to get out to tell you some interesting information which has sort of recently surfaced in many of the newspapers and journals and in some of the things that I'm reading as we're heading into this H-1B filing season, which, as many people know, you have to make your filings for the H-1B around April 1st. Obviously, the USCIS does take some of the filings after April 1st, but everyone basically tries to get those filings in on April 1st, asking for an October 1st start date. However, one of the things that, and we've obviously discussed this in other videos that we've done, has to do with what's called the CAP exemption. So we've discussed the fact that academic institutions, which are defined by regulation, and there is a list of things which helps us to define an academic institution which is exempt. That's of course, one of the exemptions from the H-1B cap. So if you're going to work for a college or a university and it's a particular job within academia, that would be an exemption. So you don't have to worry about filing on April 1st. And that's a very common question that we get. But what we're starting to see, which is very interesting, and actually we've seen it in the past, is that not-for-profit organizations that are affiliated with academic institutions also have the ability to use the exemption, but also organizations that may not be necessarily not-for-profit organizations that are affiliated with academic institutions also may be exempt. So it all depends upon how this is organized. And one of the things, for example, that we've received numerous inquiries about has to do with what are called incubators. And recently, in the news, there seems to be an organization in the state of New York, which is a government organization that's affiliated with an academic organization, which is offering the opportunity for businesses to come into that incubator and to provide, to put employees on a site which is affiliated with an academic organization, and then to allow individuals to be working on that site. And what that does is it opens up the door potentially to an opportunity for an argument to be made that there's an exemption from the H-1B cap. So this organization in New York is a rather new organization. Obviously, it has not yet been tested. But I guess what I am hoping to do in this video is to bring to the public's attention that there are these things called incubators, and these incubators are located mostly within academic institutions, a lot of engineering institutions, where these incubators allow businesses to open up offices and to employ staff, usually students, and to utilize student skill sets on the academic campus. And so if you take a look at the memorandum, which was issued a couple of years back, which discusses the affiliation or the exception for the affiliation with an academic institution, a more than reasonable argument can be made that this is, in fact, an exempt organization for the purposes of the H-1B cap. So just want to bring that to everyone's attention. Obviously, as everyone's quickly wrestling to get their paperwork together and to get it in for the H-1B filing date, it's always a very, very important thing to be aware of, is make sure that, in fact, the organization that is sponsoring you is subject to the cap. And it's always a good idea to go and do the analysis and ensure that it's subject to the cap, because last year what happened was a couple of organizations had come to our office after April 1st wondering whether or not they could do the H-1B, and after we did a full-blown analysis on the organization, it turned out that they were in fact exempt from the H-1B cap altogether. So that's always a good analysis to do well in advance of April 1st. So thanks very much for tuning in, and we really appreciate your interest in the subject matter that we present, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.